The city development strategy, which was introduced by the World Bank and funded by the Ministry of Japan. And this is where I realized that a strategic plan is important, whether it's to a city or to a national government agency. So we went through this, and I would like to tell you that we were 7 pilot cities, and we were acknowledged by the World Bank to be the best on the city development strategy. And it was after this that I met Dr. Jesus Estanislao, and he was talking now about the public governance scorecard. And so I said, this is now a doctoral program. If a city development strategy is a masteral program, for me, I consider this as a doctoral program on strategic development and strategies with very specific scorecard to monitor whether the indicators that you have set up are being done. And this one thing I like about the PGS is it does not give you this short-term vision. You have the long-term vision, and this is why you have 2030, 2028, and people say, that's too far away, we want it now. But while we're doing something now, we have to have a long-term vision, because this is something that we found was wrong with our local governance in the Philippines, because we have a 3-year term. The elected officials tend to only look within the next 3 years, and they always look for let's say, projects in aid of re-election. And that's the reason why you don't have long-term projects. And so we said, if we could only inculcate the need for long-term vision, not only to the local governments, but also to national government agencies and corporations, then we will have a stronger Philippines, because the fundamentals are there. It is not isang kahig, isang tuka. No, isang tuka, isang whatever. But this is exactly why I find these PGS, the Balanced Scorecard of the Institute for Solidarity in Asia, a very good exercise for cities and other agencies.
How has it been applied in your...
Well, in our city, as I told you, we had our city development strategy. So we had strategic plans. And then with the PGS, we then came up with more in-depth strategic approaches. We have gone through compliance stage, and then we also went into the next stage. However, we did not continue to the proficiency stage, because that was the time when I already bowed out of office. But I'm very glad that the mayor who succeeded me has decided to now continue it. So we're now working towards proficiency. The reason why we did not work for proficiency immediately was under our city development strategy and under our PGS earlier done for initiation and compliance, we placed there that we wanted to be ISO accredited. So we worked for it. So we are one of the few local government units that with an ISO on quality systems and ISO on environment. So 2 ISOs. And this is according to the strategic plans that we have done. Now that we've accomplished it, the present mayor has now set his eyes on proficiency, and we will work hard, hopefully, to make it to the Hall of Fame. Of course, those are our visions. We hope to be able to attain it.
How has your constituents reacted to these accomplishments?
I would like to say that even when I'm no longer in office, they are still committed to these strategies. And I'm very happy. We have here a whole group of department heads from the city. I'm no longer the mayor, but the department heads are here because they're the ones now pushing the institutionalization for proficiency and institutionalization of the city of San Fernando as far as PGS is concerned.
And that is your legacy for San Fernando.
The legacy, which is the most important really, is the capacity building that we were able to do, not only for the city employees, but also the ones that filter down to the people, that they have embraced these advocacies that we have.
Is there anything that you wished you have accomplished for the city when you were still mayor, and you want the current administration to accomplish?
Well, I wish I could have accomplished the proficiency and the Hall of Fame, immediately. But then it takes time. You cannot do it overnight. It has to also gestate. You cannot force it through. It has to percolate, and for them to realize that yes, this is really what we want.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my last question is about your vision about, well, not only for San Fernando but for the whole Philippines. Do you think this kind of a model that you've espoused through the years will be something that the national government or other organizations that should emulate and should follow, and what should they take note of?
Well, actually, I was also asked very recently to be part of the reference committee for Habitat 3. And we are now coming forward with the idea that local government units should now come up with their governance scorecard. And if we can even bring it not only on national level but on a global level, this will make the world ready for urbanization. Because as we know, half of the world now is urbanized. And we see that in 2030, 80% of the world will be urbanized. So we have to be ready. We have to develop the leaders as well as the citizens to be ready for the future. And what is my dream? My dream is to be able to help people come up with their dreams and help them realize it. Yes, because some people just say, "Oh, but that's life." They don't even dream anymore. And we said, why not? A dreaming or coming up with a vision is something that will give you an inspiration. It is a goal that you can work towards. And so this is what we want to do. Encourage people to dream and make those dreams come true.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you very much, ma'am.